With how much depth are you going through this life? Is your heart open, or do you tend to close your heart up whenever a conflict or criticism or something is facing you that you don't like? This is today's topic because we talk about how to open up your heart again and how can you recognize even situations where you have closed off your heart. And for that, we're going to go a little bit deeper into our past and also into the future. If you're new here, my name is Jana, and together with my husband Albert, we provide beautiful healing retreats, which are exactly for that, to open the heart again and to reconnect to your truth. But like many spiritual teachings, it's not so much about to learn how to open your heart because you're actually born with it. Like, you don't need to learn it, you just have to remember. Because I love to give this example because it's pure and honest and raw, and obviously you have been there. You came to this earth with this gift. It is the open heart and the love of a child, of a baby. So you can feel that. You can feel it in the spirit, in the heart of that child. And that is exactly what is resonating with you because you have it in your heart. And along this path, when we walk through life, we experience trauma. So let's define this a little bit deeper. Let's define what is leading a heart to close up. Human beings, we are emotional, we are sensitive, we are feeling the world, we are seeing a change in us and around us. People starting to waking up to realize, oh wait, like in my childhood I actually needed more care, or I needed more validation, I needed more patience, but I didn't receive that. And the things we received or we didn't receive, this is trauma. And this is something that does something to our body, to our heart. And when you learned, oh no, it's not safe for me to feel. It's not safe to feel my emotions, because every time I wanted to share my emotions as a child, I would get shut down from my parents. And that is leading a heart, a child's heart, more to close up, to close up, to close up. And even further than this, you may have experienced betrayal. You may have experienced and broke up in your life. And you tend to close up in order to protect yourself. But when we look at this is not protection. This is a coping mechanism. Because your heart, when you walk through life with an open, healed heart, you see. You can feel both. You're no longer running away from pain or from uncomfortable feelings, from dense emotions. You let them through, but they do not define you anymore. This is what it means to heal. This is what it means to stay grounded in yourself. And I want to be very clear what it means to live from an open heart, because it does not mean you tolerate everything, but you can see it with an open heart, with love. And it also doesn't mean that you get manipulated, but you can see through that. You can stay within yourself and not leaving yourself. So let's look at this. We're not going to go too much into the energy centers, but it's important to realize where your energy is moving within your body and how you are actually connected. So the first three energy centers, when you know them, the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, they are all connected to the earth energy, to the groundedness in this 3D reality. You're literally connected with these three chakras to the dense energy of this earth. While the upper three chakras, the crown, the here, this chakra, and the throat chakra, they are all connected to the higher consciousness, to God. And what is in the middle? It's your heart. Your heart is the center, literally the center of both sides, of God consciousness, of energy from above, and the energy below. And that's why you are both. Like, sometimes I miss it so much in spiritual teachings or people that are practicing these things. It's a little bit blend out that you are still human, or the other way around. It's blended out that you are connected to God consciousness. And for me, to feel whole, I can see both, and I honor that. I'm human. I feel these things. I can literally feel things, and at the same time, I also see the God consciousness that is moving through, that wants to be expressed. And an open heart is felt by presence. A person that is very present is open in her or his heart, because he's connected to both things, or she is connected to both things, to groundedness, but also to the higher things that can move through. And realizing that is the feeling that you can see and also feel in other people. There's room. Space is created. An open heart creates space. It's not pushing away. It's not shutting down. It's not attacking. It's not holding back. It's open. It stays. It doesn't have to dominate. It just stays open and stays grounded within itself. So recognizing a closed heart, you are already there. You might recognize, you can feel it. You can feel you are afraid. You're afraid someone is seeing the real you. You're afraid of, if you show yourself or if you say no, the person, is maybe disappointed. And these are huge signs of trauma from childhood. Because there's the base of it, right? If you showed your emotions or if you expressed your truth, you might have gotten a reaction of, oh, now please don't be so annoying and please don't say that. So there it is. And for that, you have to go back. You have to go back to the past and feel it. Your heart is able to feel these emotions. Your heart is able to let these things move through you but not define you. When a person is holding on to pain, that person is also closing up the heart, or parts of the heart. So whenever someone is holding on to trauma and to pain, resentment, there's a part in the heart that is closed up, that is not fully open. And that's not judgment, but that's energetically. And for that, you have to go back to your nervous system and you have to feel, where did that pain came from? Because pain is not defining you. Pain is actually blooming you. Like, if you open your heart, if you're connected to your heart deeply, God will move through you in ways that you never thought would be possible. And I want to share with you a personal example. We had a family member that got very sick, and Albert had to go there and help that family member for a certain period of time. It was like a month, and I was staying here in our flat by myself, and it was very challenging for me because I love to be with him together, and that's the decision, right? We do these things together. It was a very challenging time, but I said I feel in my heart I have to stay here. Like, I have to stay here during that time. I cannot go with you. That was my truth, and so I stayed here. And I was really connecting to God, and also shared that this is really challenging for me, and I feel like things are coming up from my childhood. I could feel that I would be left alone at some points at my childhood. I would be left alone, and I could feel I'm just checking the camera, but it's all on. So I was experiencing this feeling of being left alone, which happened in my childhood, which I was left alone sometimes, or I would find myself alone waking up, and so my grandma would be downstairs, my parents would have went to work, and obviously that left some pain. It left some pain within me, within my inner child. And I prayed. I really prayed. I said, I'm feeling overwhelmed with this. Even I know it's not happening right now. That's not what is happening right now, right? But it would be revealed to me because I prayed for it. I prayed to heal my heart. I want to have a heart that is not afraid. I want to have a heart that can see, like feel life. And so that was presented to me, and that was like things would just align, and I would stumble up on the series called The Chosen. I never had anything about that before. And that was like, I think 3 months ago. And I never heard anything about it. And I was like, oh, wow, this is like the stories about Jesus. And well, I'm not going to go into religion or anything with this, but I just want to share the story because of what happened. And I watched it, and I was so moved. I was just so moved by this story, right? Like it's Jesus' story. And in that moment, like I watched the series, and every night I was watching something of it, and it would comfort me in a beautiful way. And I actually started reading a little bit of the Bible, and at that time, and I have to say that in that moment something happened, and I remember I was sending a voice message to Albert at that night, and also one to my friend Kelly, and I felt how my heart was exploding open with love. I could feel God's love all through my body. Like this series was like a channel, and it opened up, like it busted up, opened my heart, and I could feel God's presence, God's love in that moment so deeply, so lovingly. And I could feel like in the story of Jesus how he would let God love in, and how he was going through it. And I could empathize with him. I could empathize that, and it opened up my heart so deep. I never felt that. And it was so beautiful, and I could, and that was a channel, that was a since then something unlocked, like something even deeper, and that series was a channel for that. And I feel like, that's God is seeing you where you are, and he will move through whatever it is, a series or a person or maybe an animal or a place or a moment, to connect to your heart deeply if you pray and open up for that. And it can come in so many ways. It doesn't have to be from a series. It can come in unlimited numbers of ways. And the only thing that's really holding you back to connect to that is your decision to say, God, I'm open for that. I want to meet you. I want to see you. I want to feel you. And I want to get to know you, what it means to live in that open heart. And that is something that is yours. Like, this is your story. This is your path to walk. And it can be so uniquely as for everyone else. So open up the possibility that God can move through anything to anyone. And also that it's exactly beautiful how you need to feel it. And from that point on, for me, I would fall asleep with a deep filled heart. And now where I am right now I can have a reflection back, and I can see my heart was closed up in many situations, in many connections, in areas of my life. There was always a surface level of which I was connected to people, because it's frequency, right? You always connect in the same frequency. And I could feel there was something holding me back, and that was my trauma from my childhood. That were my wounds. There were things that happened that I didn't want to feel, or I wasn't ready at that time. But I know, even I had, my ego would hold on to pain. I had my core, my soul, that was getting stronger and wanted to move through, and I could feel, okay, something is there to be revealed, and I would follow that. Even my mind could not understand everything that I was like doing or pursuing at that time. And I feel like that's the power of your heart, that it's not so much from the mind that you understand, but it's more like something that is pulling you, and that's God. Like, trust that, come back to that wholeness. And you can feel that in people. You can feel that how people are talking, how people are walking, how they are with you, how they are when you say no or when you express something. And that is the energy, that is truth. So that was my gift for you today, that your heart is so powerful, and the love that you feel and let through is a direct reflection of the connectedness first you have with yourself, with your root, and the connectedness to higher, to God consciousness. And you can trust that, like, this is the anchor. This is the anchor. If you open that up, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful to feel life with everything, with the pain, with love, because it's all part of it. And that's the beauty. So that's the message for today. Let me know where you're still holding back. And also what I want to emphasize, like healing retreats or plant medicine, this is all, it's just a catalyst for you to come back with that love that you are feeling in those ceremonies or healing retreats, to anchor it into daily life. Like those healing retreats, it is just a room, an opportunity to remember again, this is love, and this is how to integrate it in daily life. Because those rooms are actually opening up possibilities for you to remember and take that back with you into daily life. That is integration. And that's a whole other video itself. Let me know if you're feeling to know more about that, and if you want to go deeper. Stay with me and be open for a new next video. Have a beautiful day, and thank you for being with me here. Welcome to this community. And if you want to know more about the upcoming retreats, we have opened up our newsletter, so you can check that out and subscribe and stay in a deeper connection. Have a beautiful day.